Have you been feeling like your heart or your soul is just literally being cracked open right now and everything inside is just oozing out for the world to see, for yourself to really feel? Are you feeling like you're undergoing a serious reality check right now? Are you really understanding the words and the messages and the feelings and intuitions of your heart and a deep desire to just follow what your heart says right now? Are you feeling some tensions around understanding what to do and how to get there? And maybe you're also feeling a deep sense of alignment with your purpose, a new calmness within all of the struggle, and at the same time you feel like you are really being tested to your limits. Your body may feel the density and even the burden of the situation that you're going through right now. Well, if any of that resonates, then you are deeply aligned with the cosmic energies, and you are probably a very sensitive being. So in this video, I am going to help us all put things together, understand what some of this could mean, and maybe inspire you to feel a bit deeper inside of your own truth and connecting to the messages that you are channeling for yourself. So welcome to the video. My name is Jennifer EIREEN from the Web of Wonder, and today I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Cancer. This July, on the 5th, we have a new moon. It will be Berlin time around 11:58, so late in the night. For everyone else, you gotta check your own time zones. But in any case, we're already feeling this energy. We're moving towards the new moon. And while we are moving towards the new moon, we are already preparing ourselves, we are already shedding, and we are slowly tasting some of these frequencies. Now, this is a very special new moon, and that is because it is right in the center of two full moons that are also on the Cancer and Capricorn vertical axis. The first full moon in Capricorn was in 0 degrees, and the second full moon in Capricorn is going to be in 29 degrees. This new moon is happening in 14 degrees, so basically we're being initiated into the entire spectrum of Cancer energy, of Capricorn energy. Yeah, we always look at both because it's an axis, and they have these kind of opposing qualities that are actually part of the same underlying meaning and are necessarily complementary. So let's all take a moment to take a deep breath, because all of this initiation, yeah, it may have been heavy on the body. So a good thing to do in your day-to-day, and I'm gonna do it with you right now, is to take a really deep breath. So I invite everyone, relax your shoulder. Now take a deep breath in and sigh it all out. It's as simple as that. And you can repeat this as many times as you need. But it's a perfect moment right now to really do that resetting. Yeah? Right before the new moon is a perfect moment to declutter a little bit here and there, to maybe clean that corner that hasn't been cleaned in a while, and to just take an extra step to make yourself feel refreshed. Especially since this Cancer energy is the energy of water and the energy of the home. It's a beautiful moment to use water, to water the plants in your home, to clean the floors, to do a water ritual with yourself, to take a bath, to just really stay moisturized. I feel this is important so that we can keep on bending, that we can stay flexible. And this is one of the core meanings of Cancer. The energy of Cancer is really connected to the womb, to the waters, to the home that you came from, which is a literal body. You were made inside of a body of another human being, yeah, of the person that birthed you. And so this was your first home. But spiritually, you are made from the waters of the cosmic energy, the waters of your soul. And waters is a metaphor here for the emotion of the soul, for the energy that is in motion, emotion, of your soul. And so this is also your home. And a big part of this energy is also connected to your heart space, because it's radiating so much of your energy. It's this big magnet, yeah, that attracts things into your life that are reflections of your soul, of what is in there. So that is what this Cancer energy represents. It's your home. It's the things that are dear to you. It's what you may worry about. And why do you worry? Because it's important. Yeah, where you have your fears, where you have your worry, where you have your anxiety, it's always communication. It's communicating to you that you have something really important in your life that you don't want to lose because it means something to you. Something really important in your life that you may be afraid of, but you somehow have a deep desire for it, or you feel that it's somehow connected to you. Yeah, all of your emotions are communicating something important to you. And right now is a beautiful time to really connect with what is there that is communicated. What feelings are there telling you an information about your soul, about your home, about your heart. And the moon is the planet that rules this sign. So Cancer is also really a reflection of the moon with all of its cycles. Yeah, it's one of the fastest moving body that we observe from Earth. That is just every month just cycling around. And this shows us how much movement there actually truly is within us constantly. Cancer is also about what nourishes you. So really tuning into how are you receiving nourishment, and how are you nourishing the greater well-being of everything that you're connected to. How does that nourishment feel? Yeah, how are you really nourishing that connection to your soul and that understanding of what you experience? It's the felt experience. It's the emotional experience. It's the sensitivity that you are. And so we have this big initiation this whole month. We have 2 full moons and 1 new moon there. So we're really diving deep into the topic of home, of ancestry, of lineage, of the body of emotion, the consciousness body, the family body, the ancestral body, the nourishment, and on the opposite of that, the system, the structure, the consequence of that, what is built from that. And we are really reflecting on those values. We are really reflecting on the ability to manifest through the emotions, and through doing emotional transformations and emotional work and emotional release and emotional healing, influencing the structures around us, the structures in your life, the systems, the patterns, and the programs. And understanding how those programs and patterns are influencing your emotional experience. And this is the area where we are right now really learning and understanding, and we have an opportunity to clean up, to attune, to align, to refresh, to redirect. So this new moon, we have a trine to Saturn. And Saturn is in 19 degrees of Pisces. It moves very slowly, and actually right now it is started the retrograde phase, which means that from the Earth it looks now as if Saturn is moving backwards, and energetically, metaphorically, that energy mirror, that mirror that we see, life reflecting, is showing us that this Saturnian energy from our experience right now is moving backwards. We are looking back. All of the Saturn topics are just kind of taking a moment to go where they've already been, and not moving forwards, but kind of doing the opposite. So this really indicates a time right now that is beginning for us to reflect, to revisit, to redirect energy, and to really reclaim things that have maybe been lost upon the way, that have been forgotten, and to take a moment to remember, was there anything really important? And also taking a moment to revisit some of the decisions that have been made and check, what has the progress been? What is the progress? So Saturn is a planet that is really teaching us about time. It's teaching us about the structure and about the system. And it rules Capricorn. So it's really interesting that this planet goes retrograde while we have these full moon, new moon, full moon situation. It's really showing us that, yes, we need to look at this energy actually from two different perspectives. We need to look at this energy moving forwards and this energy moving backwards. And we need to really bring in all of the different perspectives. We need to really sit with it. And this is going to be a slower process. This is going to be a deep dive. This is going to be a beautiful opportunity to actually undo things. Yeah, we often feel like in life things cannot be undone. Everything is just happening and then we have to accept it. But energetically and from the realm of quantum theories, things could potentially be undone. In a spiritual context, things can be undone, and undoing some of those things. And primarily that means for yourself understanding how the ways in which you function have been formed, and maybe undoing some of that programming, changing some of those patterns, freeing up that energy to then redirect it into the space that actually feels more aligned right now. It's about releasing karmic patterns. Saturn is the lord of the karma, it's the lord of time, it's the understanding of contraction, it's the understanding of limitation, of dedication, of restriction. But right now with the retrograde movement, we understand even better perhaps how that restriction can also be very freeing, how also releasing some of the constriction can be very freeing, and understanding more about how the development has been in progress and just kind of containing the intention that we've been walking, checking in on the Pisces topics, yeah? So checking in on the topics in your life that are about your spiritual development, checking in on the topics in your life that are also maybe about your mental realm. Pisces can be an intense energy. It's all about universality, universal love, the bigger consciousness, the big ocean of existence, yeah? And that can feel really intimidating. So also checking in, how is the development of your mental psychosis going? How is the development of your anxiety going? How is the development of your connection to space-time and gravity and how you sense the world? How's that going? How is it feeling to understand patterns and structures of time, or maybe dissolving some of the understandings of and perceptions of time? And the more you undergo this process of awakening, really understanding like, ooh, this feels, wow, I don't know what to do with this. This is so intense. Feeling into the process. And remembering and learning how to show up for yourself. Yeah, Saturn is also about loyalty, about trust, about dedication, about really being there and showing up. It's the archetype of the father that holds things together, of the force within you that is able to contain you within your home, to bring you a little bit of safety and security, a sense of protectedness. So with Saturn going retrograde, some of that sense of being protected may feel like it's dissolving, and that can bring up some fears and some anxieties. But we have another beautiful, beautiful transit right now to bring in another energetic quality to support those feelings. And that's the beauty of astrology. There's always so much going on that is kind of really spinning a web together. So wherever there's a harsh transit or a challenging time, there's also always something being offered to support, and that's the reflection of life. Wherever there's a hard time, there's always a support being offered. Sometimes it's more in the external, sometimes it's more in the internal. And so the other beautiful transit is we have Mercury in conjunction with Vesta in Leo. And Vesta is an asteroid that represents the holy hearth, the hearth fire, the sacred priestess that is the flame itself. It's like the earth body that has this fire underneath, this heat, this intense energy that is kind of churning and keeping everything alive. That is Vesta. And Vesta in conjunction with Mercury really brings us this dedication, this ability to focus, to communicate with that energy, with that fire, and to remind us of how to bring that awareness of what is holy to you, of what is your inner fire, what is the thing, not just the thing, but what is the feeling, what is the sentiment, and what is the aspect of life and of your existence that you crave to truly guard from a sense of honoring it, understanding its importance, and becoming a safekeeper, a wisdom keeper for that aspect of yourself, of life, of that holy fire, of that passion, of that inner knowing. And bringing that, merging that with the qualities of Mercury. So bringing that into your translations. Yeah, everything you do is a translation of your frequency. So bringing that into your frequency, bringing that into what you emit into the world, bringing that into your travels, bringing that into the things that you consume right now as information, and bringing that into the information that you give to the world. Bringing that into the different realms. Mercury is also able to travel into the upper world, into the underworld, and merge all of the different worlds. So bringing that awareness into all of the parts of yourself, into the mind, into the heart, into the digestive tract, all of your brain centers. Yeah, we don't just have one brain. We have the heart is also functioning like a brain. The digestive tract is also functioning like a brain. Even your brain has 3 different brains inside of it, so to say. The limbic system and the primary brain, and then also the neocortex, and all of these have been said to have been developed in different times, and they all bring important functions with them. And so merging those functions together and unifying them in the light of what connects, unification through connection. And connection is based on a feeling. Connection is based on not on something being the same, but of different things wanting, agreeing on an emotion, and letting that emotion guide them onto a similar path, bringing all of their diversity onto that path. It's not about walking the same path, but it's about choosing the honor of an emotion to be the guide for a unique path. But because everyone's guided by an agreement of honoring something really important, it allows for connectedness to emerge. So that connectedness right now is a beautiful way to really utilize this Saturn retrograde, to really support and find support in this process of nourishment, in this process of renewal, and also of rebirth, as Cancer is also the sign of the womb and of giving birth. It's also becoming a home for something that you carry, your seed. Where an egg cracks, life transforms. And what has been in that egg is nourishing something else in another way. I don't know who knows this, but typically when chickens, for example, when they lay their eggs, they usually eat that egg so that what they have given out of the body, they are able to take those nutrients back into the body. And that's the natural cycle of what happens with the eggs that the chicken lays. So it's not that those eggs go to waste, but it has the purpose of nourishing again. And maybe that's a beautiful symbol right now. Even if that egg is broken, everything that was inside, it's going somewhere. It's going into the earth. It's going into the ether, into the skies, and it's nourishing something else in a different way. Energy is never lost. It's just transforming. We have another aspect, which is conjunction between Mars and Uranus. And this is happening in Taurus, and it could feel intense because Mars is all about intensity, intense energy. It's about passion, about drive. It's about moving forwards. It's about direction, aim, goal, but not so much setting the goal, but more moving towards the goal. Yeah, setting the goal is a Venusian quality. Yeah, it's bringing the purpose. The Marsian quality is the action. So Venus, by the way, is also in Cancer. Yeah, so Venus is in the same energy of that heart space, and that connection to intuition, and that connection to nourishment and to caring, self-caring, caring for others, caring for the world, caring for life, and is setting the intention from there with the understanding that the moon and the sun are bringing, with the understanding that Saturn is bringing. And Mars is then there to be of service to acting that out. And with Uranus, it could be an extra intense experience because Uranus is all about the unexpected, radical, very strongly expressing kind of eruptive force that brings with it a new responsibility. Yeah, because Uranus is also called Prometheus, and in the Greek mythology, Prometheus was this figure that gave the fire of the gods and goddesses to the mortals against their will. But Prometheus felt and understood that the power of the fire was so special that it needed to be shared. Prometheus felt it was the kind of moral responsibility to actually not withhold this intense power from anyone. So giving that power of fire to the mortals, it changed their whole life. Yeah, and fire is something that enables so much, and at the same time needs to be understood, how it can be contained, how it can be utilized, so that it's not just a destructive force, it's not something to be afraid of, but it's something that can protect, something that can illuminate, that can cook, that can nourish, that can bring warmth. And so we have to understand, how can our actions do that? Yeah, your action can be disruptive and destructive, and it can be really damaging, or it can be very protective, maybe not even or, and it can be really protective. Yeah, because the complexity of life really shows that one thing can be true for someone and one thing can also be true for the other. It's like this, where there's one action and an effect, there's usually in the quantum realm also an opposite effect happening from the same spheres. And so it's about understanding more about those actions. And I think we may be struggling a bit because the sign of Taurus is a fixed energy, and it's a slow moving energy, and it really wants stability. It wants to do something long lasting, long term. And that Capricorn energy is also about this kind of wanting to start to build something for the future kind of energy. But with Uranus, with this unexpected shifts, we may be feeling like everything's getting out of control, or that we don't understand how our actions can really shape and change and be of service for the longer plan, for what we've been trying to initiate. But right now, I think we are called into trust. We are called into the guidance of the heart and into the guidance of the intuition. It may seem as if things are not stable, and they may not be stable externally, but understanding how that is actually aligning with the unfolding plan. And therefore, it's also important to really revisit, what was your plan? What was the strategy that you set up? And evaluating what is working, what is not working, so that you can understand how some of these things that may be suddenly not working, breaking away, unexpected, how they can be of service in redirecting you back to what was your original plan, if that plan is still true for your heart in the now, right now. So we should probably be aware of sudden, unexpected bursts of energy, of anger maybe also, of pride, of just an urge to get things done, to move forward, maybe of really big stubbornness, of wanting to keep pushing in a certain direction and feeling like something is just wanting to go differently. And I think it's important to probably embrace the redirection. Just embracing the redirection. Really learning to trust what you feel, and not only trusting the plan that you thought of with your head, but trusting that when you connect your heart with your plan, with your soul's plan, you are really able to feel if you are on that path, and you are able to feel where to go. And yeah, it can be a little bit scary at some times, but deep inside, behind that fear, you may be feeling that fear is just a pattern you trained yourself to have because it used to be helpful. We have this Mercury and Vesta in direct opposition to Pluto, which really shows us that this connection to the inner heart, to the flame, to the divine purpose, and this divine energy of this fire energy that is in Leo also, and that is ruled by the sun. Yeah, Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun and the moon are together right now, so it's a great moment to really feel and intuitively grasp something about that. It's in opposition to Pluto, so this is really a moment where you're called to remember what that feeling is for you, so that you can remember why you came here to evolve. What are you evolving here in this lifetime? What are you here to help the world evolve? And how to allow your true knowledge to guide you into a space of deeper connection, into a space of deeper presence with yourself and deeper sensitivity. And that sensitivity may feel intimidating when we are stuck on a path of dishonesty. Because when you learn to really be radically honest with yourself, you can feel a deep, deep trust that is greater than any discomfort will ever be. So the last aspect I want to talk about here is a very important aspect, because we have a square to the north node, and on the other side the south node, from the sun and the moon. So the new moon is directly squaring the north and south node, which a square can be a challenging moment. Yeah, it brings tension. It's an internal tension. So the nodes represent, again, your path, your karma, your destiny, and what you are wanting in this lifetime by your soul to experience and where to move. And the south node is all of the wisdom and the knowledge that you already know, that you already cultivated, that can sometimes become your comfort zone and your space of retreat, and how to really move forwards into the direction of integrating the parts that are not already being lived out, but that are part of your desired experience in this lifetime. And that square, that tension, it's not just a challenge, but it's also a spark. it's also an initiation, because it's that tension that provides you with energy. Yeah, where there's tension, where there's friction, there's heat, there's energy. And you can utilize, you can bundle that. Yeah, that's also a Saturn topic. How can we utilize and bundle things so that we can charge a battery? How can we utilize and bundle the electricity so that we can charge our equipment, so that we can utilize the technology that requires of electricity? How can we bundle that? How can we not just be afraid of lightnings and be afraid of electricity in the air, but we can actually turn it into a beautiful resource that allows us to do mesmerizing and mind-boggling things? So how can you utilize this tension that you feel and this question mark surrounding your path and all of this challenge and this like heat and anger and impatience and anxiety and restlessness? How can you bundle that into a beautiful resource, able to charge yourself, to move forwards, able to bring yourself huge opportunity and a mind-boggling experience in your life? And I invite us all to think about intense aspects as opportunities in general, because life is always two-sided, and it's really just about how you interpret your experience. So this tension is really indicating that there is something that wants to be released. So that's the big question for you to answer, and only you can answer that question for yourself. So what I feel like this new moon is really about is an invitation to drop deeper into your heart space, into that intuition, into that knowing, and really connecting with that lineage of wisdom that we carry as human bodies, as human portals, as evolutions of the earth and of the stars and of the cosmic energy, the cosmic stuff, that we are able to tap into that wisdom, remember it and channel it through us, and then looking towards how did you want to bring that wisdom into your life? How does it want to manifest? How do you want to shine that as your essence? And I feel it's also a time to remember and reflect a lot about these emotional realms and the importance of what we can sense, not just what we can think and not just what we can feel, but what we can sense with our emotions, with our intuition, what we can sense in a non-physical way. And this Taurus and Uranus are also maybe understanding how to work through the ideas of what is abundance, what is purely physical, and the importance of the physical, and also transcend that, combining it with the importance of the emotional, combining it with the importance of the experience on a soul level that is beyond the vulnerable mortalness of the physical realm as we experience it, that is beyond the lifetime of a body, that is beyond the lifetime of one cycle of a certain plant, that is just beyond what the dense matter can contain, and to really allow that wisdom to flow in right now, and to really be understanding how some ideas of abundance, some ideas of the physical realms may have become like traps for the mind, and to really release all of the traps, all of the patterns, all of the programs, allowing new freedom to enter. We have Neptune also going retrograde, and by the time of the new moon, Neptune will also be retrograde. And Neptune is the planet of illusions, and these are slow transits with Saturn and Neptune. This is an energy that has been really slowly changing and cultivating, brewing, and we can already sense it today, and we'll be sensing it for months to come. It's not something quick, it's something that we are really slowly integrating. So it's okay to take your time. It's not about being fast with these energies, it's about being deeper, being vulnerable, being honest, and being committed to finding, to understanding, to researching, to developing, being committed to your soul, being committed to you. It's about you committing to you. Yeah, we also have some interesting times coming up ahead. As I mentioned already, with the next full moon, we will also experience a switching of cycles where we have within the same axis now a new moon and then a full moon. The last half year it was the other way around. We first had a full moon and then a new moon in the same axis. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that in the next video. And I will also be doing a little tarot update. So if you're interested in that, then please subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to watch the next video as well. Yeah, if you're interested in looking a bit deeper into some of your own transits and how this might be affecting you, feel free to reach out for me for a session with astrology or also with the tarot. You can find all of the information in the link below. Join the Telegram channel if you're interested in little updates here and there, or if you are in the Berlin area, so you can also hear about workshops that are happening here in the area. I'm also a musician and I just released a new song, Mama Luna, Mama Sol. If you haven't heard it yet, the link's down below. Go and check it out. I would be super happy. And if you have any questions or personal stories to share how these energies are impacting you right now, please share them in the comments. I love hearing and reading from you, and I'm sure other people as well. It can be so inspiring to hear what's going on for someone else, and it really brings up this feeling of connectedness, and we can learn so much from listening to each other. Thank you so much for being here on this journey with me. From my heart to yours, I send you a lot of blessings, a lot of love, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.